So in the very first part of the episode, we'll see Detective Hunt walk into his car. And little do you know, this would be the last time that he'll ever be walking. And right here, y'all see exactly why. So with Hunt dying, you already know the police department's about to go down in a spiral. And it did exactly that. I mean exactly that. Whole police department gone. Finished. Finito. So now that the police are gone, only gangs and the drug dealers run the city. And if you ain't that, you either on your way outside or you just a dope fiend. But everybody else who's looking to higher hopes to be something in life or want to get somewhere, they all moved to the country in better hopes that things would be different. Now while Lil E and Diddy was out of town, they got a call from Quad and they had got told it was safe to come back to the city. Shit, after that, they just hit the road. Now while they in the car looking for weed and moving around, they discovered that Shorty was in the back seat and he had snuck. And they was already too far gone to turn around. So they just told Shorty to stay, and Shorty said he was gonna stay for just a week because he wanted to experience the city life. So they just let him tag along. Now this car right here is D-Rock's car. He had finally made his way back to the city. But when he got back to the city, 1200, or at least what he thought it was not the Nino boys. He was just so confused and puzzled because he saw a bunch of new niggas on his block. He not used to that at all. But Nino gave him a rundown and said all the new niggas, they just foot soldiers, and they called the Nino boys. But D-Rock wasn't feeling it at all. But Nino had to explain to him, 1200 forever, but it's just the Nino boy era. But being that the nigga that D-Rock is, he ain't trying to hit none of that. Not at all. So as D-Rock made his way to the store, he ended up running into Shaw and Brady. Now Brady was cool, but Shaw wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. They instantly got into it. But being that the chill person Brady is, he ended up diffusing the situation and told him that he not in that street shit no more, so it shouldn't even matter, and just drop it. But as they was leaving the store, D-Rock thought to himself, he really was a bad leader at that time. And them two walking away and being the only two survivors of 1200, he really thought about it. Everybody else in his crew was gone. Fucked up for real. So Lil E and Diddy finally make their way back to the block and they was greeted by Qua. But as they talking, Qua noticed an unfamiliar face. But then they ended up greeting each other. He found out that was Shorty. But Shorty ended up telling him that he know all about the M-Block niggas. You know from last time when he was talking to Diddy and Qua, he said he read up about him in the newspaper. But Qua had told Diddy and Lil E he had to talk to him alone. So Diddy had ended up introducing Shaw and Brady to Shorty. Being that he was gonna be around M-Block for a little minute, he had to know who motherfuckers was. Now, Qua had ran down Lil E and Diddy to play, and basically they had an important meeting with the Nino boys. Now, instantly, they're like, who the fuck is the Nino boys? So Qua had told them, basically, it's 1200, but they all Nino young niggas. Just like Nino said, 1200, but just a Nino boy era. Now, of course, Lil E don't like this shit at all, because him and D-Rock had already had a crazy-ass situation. But Qua had finally gotten to listen, and Lil E finally agreed on the meeting. Now in this scene right here, we see Frankie at Detective Grave. Now from all the things that he's saying, it didn't have to be his way, this, that, and that. It's expecting me to believe that he had something to do with Detective Don. Now of course we have a motive because Detective had told T-Man that Frankie had something to do with Terry dying. Or basically that he killed him in other words. So now Frankie gotta look over his shoulder to the day that he died, worrying about if T-Man gonna kill him or not. Now me personally, I think Frankie gonna die to T-Man. Let me know down below in the comments. Now, John and T-Man are basically talking about the whole Frankie and Terry situation. And John telling him to calm down. Frankie wouldn't do that. He loved Terry. But John just don't know that all the secrets Frankie got under his belt. If you ask me, shit, nobody knows the story of how many secrets he got under his belt. Now, the Nino boys, they making their way to Clayway. Or now just the 9, to see who out there. Now, instantly, as soon as they pull up, they run into John and Max Mob. That's John's crew. So instantly, they get into an argument. Nino saying, this my man's Monty Block. His brother Lil Mitch had took over when he got older. And then John finds out that he talking to Nino. And Nino basically made Max Mob. He killed Max. So instantly, it's hot tension. So Nino had told John if he feel away, do something about it. And instantly, shots start getting let off. Pow, 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 pow. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga John start hauling ass. Now Frankie, in this scene, he just having the time to reflect to himself. He can't believe John fighting over a block that they really had locked down at one point in time. Times have really changed. And Frankie really thinking, he getting too old for this shit. Time to leave the streets. Now at the meeting, M-Block is proposing a truce to the Nino boy. Now Nino, he likes the idea, but it's only two people who got tension with each other on both sides. D-Rock and Lil E. Now of course, with they two personalities, words gonna be said and shit gonna clash. But they ended up getting things together and they called the truce. Now while Frankie is exiting the bar, T-Man hit the block and started blasting. Had that nigga Frankie like, officer down, officer down. Man, that was a nice V. T-Man, fuck that shit up. Frankie honestly couldn't believe it. T-Man really took a shot at him. So after all the shooting was done, Frankie made a call to Goodfellas Coco. Or as now everybody call him, 5% Coco. Frankie ended up dropping $50,000 on T-Man head. $50,000. Next episode, we're gonna have to see where this go.